3, 2, 1, go.
So I'm going to demonstrate the constructive rest activity. You may have already done this sometime, but I'm just going to show you the basics of how I do it. It's Alexander technique, but there's variations on this particular activity. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to find a couple of books, maybe 2 to 3 books, that will be between 2 and 3 inches high. You'll know if the books are too high if your chin kind of tilts upward. They'll be too much and you'll need to get less books or a less of a stack of a book. The other is if your head kind of falls back in space, that means you don't have enough support under your head. So I've chosen these, which are about right for me, and I'm going to lie down on my back with my books right under the middle of my skull. There's kind of a ridge there, so you can kind of feel, if you feel that ridge and have the books there, they're not going to be in your neck. And my feet are hip width apart. And then I'm just going to take a moment and rock one leg into my hips and then just drop it out so my foot just falls. Same thing with the other side, drop the leg into my hip joint and then just rock it back and let my foot fall. So what this does is kind of finds that natural resting place for my feet, hip distance apart from my pelvis. And then I'm going to lift up my hips from the hip joint and think of my sit bones moving towards my heels. So this extends my low back slightly, takes more of that curve out, but not pressing my back into the floor. And then I'm going to take the fingers of one hand and I'm going to think of light or energy streaming from that. I'm going to cross my body right at the lower part of my sternum, the bottom of my sternum. And I'm going to go across. My arm is not hiking up into my shoulder. When I feel a slight tug into my shoulder, I'm going to release my elbow back down to the floor and my arm's going to open up like a big wing. Now I'm going to do the other side. I'm going to take the hand across my body, no higher than my sternum, the bottom of my sternum. I'm going to take it across until I feel a slight tug in my shoulder. Then I'm going to release my elbow down to the floor and my arm's going to open up like a big wing. Now, both of your shoulders may not feel the same because we do different things with our arms. So I'm going to then just fold my arms in so that I can let my hands rest on my hip bones. And I can lie here for a few minutes and then just begin to think about my head tilting slightly back if you want first, or just think of a raindrop coming down the edge of your nose, the bridge of your nose, down to the tip of your nose, and let your head just kind of drop slightly forward. And then let your head tilt back slightly, and then think of that raindrop just running down your nose and down as you tilt your head delicately. Now, holding no position, you can think of your weight just kind of resting in the floor, and your body may release more as you do this. You want to watch that your legs don't fall out at first, and in this 10 to 15 to 20 minute resting position, see if you can keep your knees pointing towards the ceiling and releasing. So this leg bone, your femur, is going to be releasing towards the ceiling. Your feet are going to be planted gently on the floor, and your arms are going to be resting open. You might even feel that your shoulders want to open out just delicately instead of rolling forward. And this is a really great position to rest in, to allow your body to come to full length, and also just to release excessive tension. And notice your breathing while you're here. When you're ready to get up, just turn your head and your body to one side. Keep rolling forward until your hand hits the floor. Push into that hand, and that will bring you up to sitting. So I hope you enjoy doing this resting position. There's a lot of benefits from it, so enjoy.